You're Perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching In a Violent Nature. This is a brand new horror movie coming out of Shudder. This is a pretty much a third person point of view slasher movie. This was definitely one of my most anticipated horror movies to drop this year, and I just want to kind of talk about this movie without spoiling anything. I know this comes out Thursday. Of me recording this is Wednesday right now, so definitely go check this out first and foremost. If this is playing in a theater by you, or if you want to just wait till it drops on Shudder, that's fine too. But man, definitely go see this if you can in a theater. Because one of the most interesting things, as I was sitting there waiting for the movie to play, also it was dope in this early screening. They just didn't play any credit, no previews or anything. They just went straight into the movie. Really appreciate that. And I say watch this in theaters because for me, my experience was really dope. It was a pretty much a smaller theater, but it was still packed in there. There's about like 7 or 6 rows, but it's just filled with a bunch of different people, because like the person sitting next to me, they were talking about like this Nicolas Cage movie, and the last movie that they saw was Annabelle, and then a couple seats back you could hear somebody talking about Furiosa and Fury Road, and I was just like, yeah, this is the crowd that I like to go see movies with. And man, this movie was a really dope theater experience because so many people were interactive with it. So that just made the overall movie watching experience even better. But pretty much this is a very simple movie where we see the whole entire movie being played out from the killer's perspective. You know, you're not really getting much of a story. The story is, there's these like people that come across this character. I'm not going to say exactly how they come across this character. They take something from him. Not going to say what it is, but that's what motivates this killer to start going on a rampage and going off on everybody that gets in his way. And I really enjoyed this movie because not only this remind me of Friday the 13th, you're going to hear that a lot about this movie. I would like to see this guy Chris Nash do a full-fledged Friday the 13th movie, because there's a lot of elements in this movie, but it's very different. Like the atmosphere with it being in this 4:3 aspect ratio, no real soundtrack or music outside of the music that gets played like in a cabin or something like that. The sound design in this movie is incredible. And also I have to give credit with the kills, even though I feel like they could have gone a little bit harder with some of the kills. Some of them were a little underwhelming for me, but that yoga scene is one of the best I've ever seen. That needs to be in like a Mortal Kombat game in the future, something like that. That was amazing. That got people clapping in the theaters and stuff like that. And this movie is a very slow burn at times. Sometimes there's nothing really happening, and it's just you're seeing a character walking around like you're playing a video game, like you're playing Friday the 13th, the video game, and you're being Jason for about an hour and some change. And that could work for some people. This might not be for everybody. You might expect something a little bit more fast-paced. It is fast-paced at times in the beginning. It definitely kind of dwindles during the ending, but I feel like that's on purpose because it might leave the doors open for something in the future, maybe, if this movie does successful and you hear a lot of people talking about it. But I would definitely recommend checking this movie out during this weekend if you're looking for a really dope horror movie. It has some really gnarly kills, 2 in particular that I can think about. That yoga scene and that other scene was really pretty brutal. It has that real old school kind of grit to it. It doesn't feel like this overproduced horror movie filled with CGI. I love the practical effects, man. It's just, I enjoyed this. I would watch this again. I'm curious to see where this goes, depending on just how I look at the ending. Is it just going to be a one and done, or are they trying to do a whole franchise? I'd be curious to see how that goes down. But until next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.